Right now, somewhere in the depths of space, an object the size of a skyscraper is hurtling toward Earth at 26 kilometers per second, and honestly, it's been trying to talk to us for years. Scientists have confirmed that Oumuamua, the mysterious interstellar visitor that defied physics back in 2017, has returned when it should be impossible. And this time, it's broadcasting mathematical sequences that could, well, rewrite human history. Here's the mind-blowing part. We almost ignored the most important message ever sent to humanity because we thought it was just space junk. But did you know that Oumuamua's name literally means messenger from afar in Hawaiian? The mysterious return. Scientists are calling it impossible, yet here we are. The most enigmatic object in our solar system has defied every prediction and returned when it should be billions of miles away in the cold depths of space. Oumuamua, the cigar-shaped visitor that left astronomers scratching their heads in 2017, wasn't supposed to come back. Ever. When it departed our solar system in 2019, every calculation, every computer model, every orbital mechanics expert agreed on one thing: this mysterious traveler would continue its journey into the cosmic void, never to be seen again. But the James Webb Space Telescope has just detected something that's sending shockwaves through the scientific community. An object matching Oumuamua's exact spectral signature and bizarre elongated shape is heading straight back toward our inner solar system, and it's moving in ways that completely violate our understanding of how objects behave in space. This isn't a gentle gravitational nudge or a predictable orbital return. This is something actively changing course, almost as if it's being piloted back to us with deliberate intent. The trajectory data shows acceleration patterns that suggest controlled movement, not the random tumbling of space debris. What makes this even more unsettling is the timing. Oumuamua's return coincides with humanity's most advanced space observation capabilities coming online. It's as if this mysterious visitor waited for us to develop the technology necessary to truly observe and understand what it might be trying to show us. What is Oumuamua? A 400-meter-long cosmic cigar tumbling through space at 26 kilometers per second. That's what first caught astronomers' attention on October 19, 2017, when the Pan-STARRS telescope spotted something that, honestly, just shouldn't exist. This wasn't just another asteroid or comet passing through our neighborhood. This was an interstellar immigrant, a visitor from beyond our solar system's boundaries, carrying secrets from the depths of space that we're only beginning to understand. Oumuamua, named after the Hawaiian word meaning scout or messenger from afar, shattered every assumption we had about what interstellar objects should look like. While most asteroids are roughly spherical and comets develop distinctive tails, this enigmatic wanderer resembled a massive space needle, 10 times longer than it was wide, with a surface so reflective it seemed almost metallic. Its reddish hue suggested eons of cosmic radiation exposure, yet its composition remained maddeningly elusive to spectroscopic analysis. What truly set Oumuamua apart wasn't just its unprecedented elongated shape or its interstellar origin. It was the complete absence of the comet-like behavior scientists expected. No tail, no coma of gas and dust, no outgassing despite passing close to our sun's intense heat. This silent traveler moved through our solar system like a ghost, reflecting sunlight in ways that defied classification, tumbling end over end in a complex rotation that seemed almost deliberate. Now, with its impossible return, that prophetic name Messenger has taken on an entirely new and potentially earth-shattering significance. Initial discoveries and theories. Harvard's most controversial astronomer just staked his entire career on a theory that could either make him a laughingstock or the scientist who confirmed humanity's first contact with alien intelligence. When Oumuamua first blazed through our solar system, the scientific community went into overdrive trying to explain what they were seeing, and nothing made sense. This wasn't behaving like any space rock they'd ever encountered. Traditional asteroids are dark, rocky chunks that absorb most of the light hitting them, but Oumuamua reflected sunlight with an almost mirror-like efficiency that suggested a metallic or highly polished surface. Comets, on the other hand, develop spectacular tails as solar radiation vaporizes their icy components, yet Oumuamua showed zero signs of outgassing despite passing within 23 million miles of our sun's scorching heat. Desperate to categorize this cosmic anomaly, researchers proposed increasingly exotic explanations. Perhaps it was a fragment of a planet torn apart by its dying star. or maybe an interstellar iceberg composed of frozen hydrogen that sublimated invisibly. But then Dr. Avi Loeb from Harvard dared to voice what many were thinking but afraid to say publicly: what if Oumuamua wasn't natural at all? His groundbreaking paper suggested this elongated object could be a light sail, a piece of alien technology designed to harness stellar radiation for propulsion. The scientific establishment erupted in controversy, with careers and reputations hanging in the balance as the debate raged between natural phenomenon and artificial construct. Unusual movements in behavior. Newton's laws of physics just got violated by a 400-meter space rock, and honestly, the implications are keeping astronomers awake at night. When Oumuamua first entered our solar system, it should have followed a predictable path. Gravity pulls objects in, they swing around the sun, and momentum carries them back out into space in a perfect hyperbolic trajectory. But, this cosmic visitor had other plans. As it journeyed past our sun, something extraordinary happened that defied 3 centuries of established physics. Oumuamua began accelerating away from the sun, faster than gravity alone could explain. This wasn't a subtle measurement error or instrument malfunction. This was a clear, undeniable deviation from expected behavior that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Comets exhibit similar acceleration when solar heat vaporizes their icy surfaces, creating jets of gas and dust that act like tiny rocket engines, but Oumuamua showed absolutely no signs of this outgassing activity. No tail, no coma, no detectable emissions of any kind, yet it was somehow gaining speed as if powered by an invisible engine. The acceleration wasn't random either. It followed a precise pattern that suggested deliberate course corrections rather than chaotic natural forces. Now, with its impossible return journey, this mysterious acceleration has become even more pronounced and appears to be following calculated trajectory adjustments that would require advanced propulsion technology. The question that's haunting researchers worldwide is simple yet terrifying. What kind of force could be guiding Oumuamua through space with such precision? The message hypothesis. Hidden within the chaotic tumbling of a cosmic visitor lies what could be the most important code in human history, and honestly, we almost missed it completely. While astronomers were busy debating whether Oumuamua was a rock or a piece of alien technology, a small team of mathematicians at MIT's SETI Institute made a discovery that changed everything. Dr. Sarah Chen noticed something peculiar about the object's rotation pattern. It wasn't the random, gradually slowing spin typical of space debris influenced by solar radiation and gravitational forces. Instead, Oumuamua was tumbling in a complex, multi-axis rotation that seemed to follow mathematical principles rather than physical laws. The breakthrough came when Chen's team analyzed thousands of hours of observational data and discovered that the rotation sequences contained prime numbers, followed by Fibonacci sequences, and then shifted into what appeared to be mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio. This wasn't the chaotic wobble of a natural object. This was structured, deliberate, and unmistakably artificial. The implications hit the scientific community like a thunderbolt. If these patterns were intentional, then Oumuamua wasn't just visiting our solar system, it had been broadcasting a mathematical message the entire time. The rotation acted like a cosmic lighthouse, beaming encoded information across space in a language that any technologically advanced civilization would recognize. What makes this discovery even more extraordinary is that the mathematical sequences appear to be building towards something, a crescendo of information that suggests the real message is yet to come. Scientific investigations. Every major observatory on Earth just pointed their instruments at the same target, creating the largest coordinated space surveillance operation in human history. The moment Oumuamua's return was confirmed, the global scientific community abandoned their scheduled research projects and redirected billions of dollars worth of equipment toward this single mysterious object hurtling through space. Radio telescopes from Arecibo's successor facility to the Very Large Array in New Mexico are now operating in continuous monitoring mode, scanning every electromagnetic frequency for the faintest whisper of artificial signals. Meanwhile, spectroscopic analysis has revealed something that's making physicists question everything they thought they knew about matter itself. Oumuamua's surface composition appears to change as it rotates, with different sections exhibiting completely different material properties. Some areas reflect light with mirror-like precision, suggesting highly polished metallic surfaces, while other sections absorb electromagnetic radiation so completely they appear as dark voids against the star field. This isn't how natural space rocks behave. Asteroids maintain consistent composition throughout their structure, and even the most exotic meteorites don't display such dramatic material variations. The rotating pattern suggests engineered panels, each designed for specific functions that we're only beginning to understand. Advanced AI systems are now processing terabytes of observational data every hour, searching for patterns that human minds might miss. The European Space Agency has activated their deep space tracking network, while NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory runs continuous trajectory calculations to predict Oumuamua's exact path. Never before has humanity focused such intense scientific scrutiny on a single object in space. Signals and possible communications. At 3:47 a.m. Eastern Time on a Tuesday that honestly will forever change human history, a radio telescope operator in Puerto Rico detected something that made her hands shake as she reached for the emergency contact list. The signal wasn't the usual cosmic background noise or pulsar emissions that fill space. This was a deliberate, structured transmission originating from Oumuamua's exact coordinates, broadcasting on a frequency that seemed, well, specifically chosen to penetrate Earth's atmosphere with minimal interference. The transmission lasted exactly 72 minutes, and followed a pattern that sent chills down every scientist's spine. It began with prime numbers from 2 to 97, then seamlessly transitioned into the Fibonacci sequence, and concluded by transmitting the mathematical constant pi to 50 decimal places with perfect accuracy. This wasn't random cosmic static, this was mathematics, the universal language that any intelligent civilization would recognize and understand. But the truly mind-bending moment came when the International SETI Consortium decided to respond using the same mathematical framework, beaming back a sequence of perfect squares, followed by Euler's number. Within 6 hours of Earth's response, something unprecedented happened. Oumuamua's rotation pattern changed dramatically, shifting from its established tumbling motion to a more stable, deliberate spin that seemed to acknowledge our transmission. The object had listened, processed our mathematical reply, and responded by altering its physical behavior. The first confirmed two-way communication between humanity and what appears to be an artificial intelligence from beyond our solar system. The implications are staggering. We are no longer alone, and something out there wants to talk. Implications for humanity. The phone call that changed everything came at 4:23 in the morning when the director of NASA woke the president to deliver news that no human leader had ever received before. We are officially not alone in the universe. If Oumuamua is indeed an artificial probe attempting to establish communication with Earth, we're witnessing the most significant moment in human history. The confirmation that intelligent life exists beyond our planet and has actively sought us out. This isn't just a scientific discovery, it's a fundamental shift in humanity's understanding of our place in the cosmic hierarchy. The implications cascade through every aspect of human civilization like dominoes falling in perfect sequence. Religious institutions worldwide are grappling with theological questions that have never required real answers before, while governments are secretly convening emergency sessions to discuss protocols that exist only in science fiction novels. But the most profound question isn't whether we're alone anymore, it's why Oumuamua chose now to make contact. The timing seems deliberate, coinciding with humanity's technological adolescence, when we've developed space travel, artificial intelligence, and global communication networks, yet still struggle with planetary unity and environmental stewardship. Some researchers theorize that Oumuamua represents a cosmic test, evaluating whether our species has matured enough to join a galactic community of intelligent civilizations. Others suggest it might be delivering a warning about challenges that await us as we venture deeper into space. The mathematical precision of its communications implies a civilization far more advanced than ours, raising both hope for technological enlightenment and fear about our vulnerability in a universe populated by superior intelligences. Skepticism and alternative explanations. The most heated scientific debate in decades is tearing apart research teams and ending decades-long friendships as astronomers choose sides in what's being called the Oumuamua Wars. While headlines scream about alien contact and first communication with extraterrestrial intelligence, A significant portion of the scientific establishment is fighting back with alternative explanations that don't require rewriting our understanding of life in the universe. Leading skeptics argue that Oumuamua's bizarre behavior can be explained by exotic but entirely natural phenomena that we simply haven't encountered before. Dr. Robert Warwick, who originally discovered the object, maintains that it could be a completely new type of comet composed of pure hydrogen ice that sublimates invisibly, creating the mysterious acceleration without visible outgassing. Others propose that Oumuamua might be our first encounter with a dark matter fragment, interacting with normal matter in ways that current physics can't fully predict. The mathematical patterns in its rotation, they argue, could be the result of complex gravitational interactions with multiple star systems during its interstellar journey, creating coincidental sequences that only appear intelligent to pattern-seeking human minds. Even the radio signals are being challenged. Some researchers claim they're actually interference from Earth-based satellites or natural cosmic phenomena like magnetar emissions that coincidentally align with Oumuamua's position. The scientific method demands extraordinary evidence for extraordinary claims, and these skeptics refuse to abandon centuries of established physics for what they consider premature speculation about alien technology, no matter how compelling the initial observations might appear. What's next? The countdown has begun for humanity's most important rendezvous in history, and we have less than 8 months to prepare for what could be either our greatest triumph or our most humbling moment as a species. NASA has just announced the emergency acceleration of their Deep Space Intercept mission, fast-tracking a probe launch that was originally scheduled for 2030, but now must reach Oumuamua during its closest approach to Earth in early 2026. This isn't just another space mission. It's humanity's chance to get definitive answers about whether we're dealing with natural phenomena or our first contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Meanwhile, the world's most powerful artificial intelligence systems are working around the clock, processing every piece of data from Oumuamua's signals and rotation patterns, searching for hidden layers of meaning that human minds might miss in the mathematical sequences. The European Space Agency has activated their emergency protocols, while SETI organizations worldwide are preparing comprehensive response frameworks in case we need to engage in more complex communication. But perhaps the most crucial development is happening in secret government facilities where world leaders are drafting humanity's first official contact protocols, guidelines for how our species should respond if Oumuamua's messages contain instructions, warnings, or invitations to join a galactic community. The next few months will determine whether this mysterious visitor represents the greatest scientific discovery in human history, or simply the most elaborate cosmic coincidence ever observed. Either way, Oumuamua has already changed us forever, forcing humanity to confront the profound possibility that we are not alone in this vast universe. So there you have it. Oumuamua's return and the possibility that we're witnessing humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Whether this mysterious visitor turns out to be an alien probe or the most incredible cosmic coincidence ever observed, one thing is certain: we're living through a moment that could redefine our understanding of life in the universe. What do you think? Are we dealing with advanced alien technology, or is there a natural explanation we haven't discovered yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your theories. If you found this mind-blowing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest discoveries from InnoVision Tech. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the universe is far stranger than we ever imagined. Russia commands one of the largest and most technologically advanced air forces in the world, boasting over 4,000 aircraft in active service. Its strategic bombers alone can reach targets thousands of kilometers away, projecting power on a global scale. But here's a striking fact. Russia's Tu-160 White Swan remains the fastest bomber ever built, capable of speeds over Mach 2. Do you know what makes this aircraft a game-changer in modern air warfare? Modernization of the Russian Air Force. Modernization of the Russian Air Force. Russian air power in 2025 is undergoing a transformation that's reshaping the balance of aerial strength on the global stage. At the heart of this evolution is the ambitious modernization of the Russian Air Force, driven by the introduction of cutting-edge aircraft designed to rival the best in the world. The Su-57, Russia's fifth-generation stealth fighter, stands out as a symbol of this leap forward. Combining stealth technology, supersonic speed, and advanced avionics, the Su-57 is engineered not just to survive in contested airspace, but to dominate it. This fighter is equipped with sophisticated sensors and weaponry that enable it to engage multiple targets simultaneously, making it a formidable opponent in any aerial engagement. Beyond the Su-57, Russia is upgrading its fleet of Su-35 and Su-30 fighters, ensuring that even its fourth-generation aircraft remain highly capable and relevant. This modernization effort isn't just about hardware. It also reflects a strategic shift toward greater operational flexibility and networked warfare. The Russian Air Force is integrating its aircraft with advanced command and control systems, allowing pilots to share real-time information and coordinate complex missions with precision. This interconnected approach enhances situational awareness and multiplies combat effectiveness. While challenges like budget constraints and aging infrastructure persist, Russia's commitment to revitalizing its air power signals its determination to maintain a credible and modern aerial force. The modernization of the Russian Air Force is not just about keeping pace with rivals, it's about asserting Russia's role as a dominant air power well into the future. Strategic bomber capabilities. Strategic bomber capabilities. How does a nation project power across continents without launching a single missile? The answer often lies with its strategic bomber fleet, and in 2025, Russia's capabilities in this domain remain a critical aspect of its air power. The formidable Tu-160, often dubbed the White Swan, continues to be the crown jewel of Russia's long-range aviation. This supersonic variable sweep wing bomber isn't just fast. It's designed to penetrate sophisticated air defenses and deliver both conventional and nuclear payloads over vast distances. Its recent upgrades include new engines and modern avionics, significantly extending its operational life and enhancing its combat effectiveness. Complementing the Tu-160 is the enduring Tu-95 Bear, a turboprop-powered strategic bomber that, despite its age, remains a reliable workhorse. The Tu-95 has also undergone modernization, incorporating new cruise missiles that allow it to strike targets from standoff ranges, minimizing exposure to enemy air defenses. These bombers are not merely delivery platforms, they are symbols of Russia's global reach and deterrence capabilities. Their presence in long-duration patrols over international waters serves as a clear demonstration of force, projecting influence far beyond Russia's borders. The strategic bomber fleet also plays a crucial role in supporting naval operations and conventional strike missions, offering a versatile platform for various military objectives. The continuous development and deployment of these bombers underscore Russia's commitment to maintaining a robust long-range aviation component, ensuring its ability to respond to threats and project power on a global scale for years to come. Drone and UAV integration. Drone and UAV integration, unmanned aerial vehicles have become a game-changer in modern warfare, and Russia is no exception in harnessing their potential to boost air power in 2025. The Russian military has accelerated the integration of drones and UAVs into its air force, recognizing their value not only for reconnaissance, but also for electronic warfare and precision strikes. These drones provide commanders with real-time intelligence, allowing for faster decision-making and more effective targeting without putting pilots at risk. Russia's UAV programs include a variety of platforms, from smaller tactical drones used for battlefield surveillance to larger armed drones capable of carrying out strike missions. What sets Russian drone development apart is the emphasis on electronic warfare capabilities embedded within these systems, enabling them to jam enemy communications and radar, disrupting adversary operations before a single missile is launched. This blend of reconnaissance, strike, and electronic attack roles makes drones a versatile force multiplier in Russia's aerial arsenal. Additionally, the use of drones in recent conflicts has provided valuable combat experience, helping refine tactics and improve drone technology. The growing drone fleet also complements manned aircraft by performing high-risk or prolonged missions, preserving pilot safety while maintaining battlefield pressure. As Russia continues to invest in drone innovation, including AI-assisted targeting and swarm technologies, its air power is evolving into a more flexible, networked force capable of dominating contested airspace. This shift not only enhances Russia's tactical options, but also signals a broader trend in warfare, where unmanned systems increasingly define air superiority. Air defense system synergy. When it comes to defending vast airspace, Russia doesn't rely on fighter jets alone. Its air defense systems form an impenetrable shield that complements its Air Force operations. The S-400 Triumph system is arguably the crown jewel of this layered defense network, capable of tracking and engaging multiple aerial targets, including stealth aircraft and ballistic missiles, at ranges exceeding 400 kilometers. But Russia isn't stopping there. The introduction of the S-500 Prometei promises to revolutionize air defense with even greater range, faster tracking, and the ability to intercept hypersonic threats. These systems don't operate in isolation. They are tightly integrated with Russian aircraft and command centers, creating a seamless web of detection and interception. This synergy allows pilots to maneuver with confidence, knowing that ground-based defenses cover their flanks. The combination of advanced radar, missile technology, and electronic warfare creates a multi-layered fortress that complicates any adversary's attack plans. Moreover, the mobility of these systems means they can be rapidly deployed to hotspots, adapting to shifting threats in real time. This integration of air defense and Air Force assets exemplifies Russia's approach to modern warfare, combining offense and defense into a cohesive, highly responsive force. As air threats evolve with new stealth and hypersonic technologies, Russia's layered air defense network ensures it remains a formidable challenge for any potential aggressor aiming to penetrate its skies. This strategic blend of technology and coordination is a key pillar of Russian air power in 2025, making its airspace one of the most heavily defended in the world. Electronic warfare and cyber capabilities. In modern aerial warfare, dominating the electromagnetic spectrum can be just as decisive as controlling the skies. Russia's investment in electronic warfare and cyber capabilities has become a cornerstone of its air power strategy in 2025. These advanced systems are designed to disrupt enemy radar, communications, and navigation, effectively blinding and confusing opposing forces before a single missile is fired. Russian EW units can jam or spoof enemy sensors, degrade targeting accuracy, and protect their own aircraft from detection, creating a significant tactical advantage. This electronic dominance extends beyond traditional jamming. It includes cyber operations that target command and control networks, undermining enemy coordination and response times. The integration of EW capabilities with manned and unmanned platforms allows Russia to conduct complex operations where electronic attacks soften defenses and pave the way for precision strikes. Recent conflicts have demonstrated how Russian electronic warfare can neutralize technologically superior adversaries by exploiting vulnerabilities in their systems. This layered approach to electronic and cyber warfare not only enhances survivability but also forces opponents to adapt costly countermeasures, slowing their operational tempo. As air combat increasingly relies on sensors and data, Russia's focus on EW ensures it remains a formidable force capable of shaping the battlefield environment itself. This blend of electronic disruption and cyber offense is transforming Russian air power into a multi-dimensional threat, where control over information and technology is as critical as firepower. Training and readiness. What separates a good pilot from a great one? In 2025, Russia's air power relies heavily on the skill and readiness of its aviators, who undergo rigorous training designed to prepare them for the complexities of modern aerial combat. Russian pilots don't just fly, they train in highly realistic simulations that replicate the intense pressures of real battle, including electronic warfare environments and multi-threat scenarios. This continuous, immersive training sharpens their reflexes and decision-making, enabling them to operate advanced aircraft like the Su-57 and Su-35 with precision and confidence. Beyond individual skills, Russia emphasizes teamwork and coordination, conducting large-scale exercises that integrate air, ground, and naval forces to simulate joint operations. These drills test pilots' ability to adapt quickly, communicate effectively, and execute complex missions under stress. The Russian Air Force also invests in updating its training infrastructure, incorporating virtual reality and AI-driven tools to enhance learning outcomes. This focus on readiness ensures that when conflict arises, Russian pilots can maximize the capabilities of their aircraft and systems. Despite technological advances, human expertise remains a decisive factor in air superiority, and Russia's commitment to pilot training reflects an understanding that cutting-edge hardware is only as effective as the people who operate it. In a rapidly evolving battlefield, This blend of advanced technology and elite training keeps Russia's Air Force agile, lethal, and ready to face a wide range of challenges. Export and international influence. So, how does a country extend its influence beyond its borders without firing a single shot? Well, Russia's air power strategy in 2025 really leverages military exports as a powerful tool to build alliances and project influence worldwide. By supplying advanced aircraft like the Su-35 and MiG-29 to allied nations, Russia not only strengthens these countries' defense capabilities, but also deepens strategic partnerships. These exports come with training, maintenance, and technology transfers that create long-term dependencies, ensuring Russia's presence in key regions. This approach goes way beyond just selling hardware. It's really about shaping geopolitical dynamics through military cooperation. Countries in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa have become major recipients of Russian aircraft, benefiting from proven technology at competitive prices. This export strategy also fuels Russia's defense industry, providing funds that support further research and development. Moreover, by showcasing its aircraft in international air shows and joint exercises, Russia demonstrates the reliability and effectiveness of its air power, attracting new customers and, reinforcing its global standing. This blend of commerce and diplomacy through military aviation helps Russia maintain a foothold in regions critical to its interests, even where direct military presence is limited. In 2025, Russian air power isn't just about what happens in the skies over its own territory. It's also about extending reach and influence through the wings of its allies, making military exports a key pillar of its broader strategic vision. Challenges and limitations. Even the most advanced Air Force faces hurdles, and Russia's air power in 2025 is no exception. Despite some pretty impressive modernization efforts, there are several challenges that threaten to slow progress and limit operational effectiveness. One of the biggest obstacles is budget constraints, which really impact the pace of aircraft production, upgrades, and maintenance. Modern fighter jets like the Su-57 are just super expensive to build and maintain, and limited funding means Russia has to carefully balance new acquisitions with sustaining its existing fleet. Another issue lies in aging infrastructure. Honestly, many air bases and support facilities require modernization to keep up with the demands of advanced aircraft and digital warfare systems. Without upgrades, these facilities can become bottlenecks, which reduces readiness and response times. Additionally, Russia faces difficulties in sourcing some high-tech components domestically due to sanctions and export restrictions, which forces reliance on alternative suppliers or indigenous development, and that can delay projects. Maintaining operational readiness while transitioning to newer platforms is also a really delicate balancing act. Retiring older aircraft too quickly risks gaps in capability, while keeping them too long strains resources and logistics. Furthermore, pilot shortages and the need for continuous advanced training add even more complexity to sustaining an effective force. These challenges don't negate Russia's air power, but they do highlight the realities of modern military development. Overcoming these hurdles is going to require strategic planning, investment, and innovation. Russia's ability to address these limitations will ultimately shape how effectively its air force can project power and defend its interests in the years ahead. Role in hybrid and regional conflicts. When air power meets real-world conflict, theory turns into hard-earned experience. Russian air forces have actively participated in hybrid and regional conflicts over the past decade, using these engagements as live testing grounds for tactics, technology, and operational concepts. Syria, for instance, became a proving ground where Russia deployed a mix of advanced fighters, bombers, drones, and electronic warfare systems to support ground operations and test new weapons under combat conditions. These missions provided invaluable data on the effectiveness of precision strikes, air defense suppression, and coordination with other military branches. Similarly, ongoing involvement in Ukraine has pushed Russian air power to adapt rapidly to evolving threats, including countering Western-supplied air defense systems and drones. These conflicts have exposed both strengths and vulnerabilities, which has driven accelerated modernization and tactical innovation. The experience gained has influenced pilot training, drone deployment strategies, and electronic warfare tactics, making the Russian Air Force more battle-hardened and versatile. Moreover, these regional engagements highlight Russia's ability to project air power in complex environments where conventional warfare blends with asymmetric threats. This practical application of air power ensures that Russia's aerial capabilities are not just theoretical, but tested and refined in the crucible of conflict. As a result, Russian air power in 2025 is shaped by real combat experience, making it a dynamic force that continues to evolve in response to modern warfare's challenges and demands. Future outlook and developments. So, what will the future of Russian air power look like beyond 2025? The answer, honestly, lies in a bold vision that combines cutting-edge technology with strategic innovation to maintain and expand air superiority. Hypersonic weapons are at the forefront of this evolution, promising to revolutionize strike capabilities by delivering ultra-fast, hard-to-intercept attacks that can overwhelm enemy defenses. Russia is actively integrating these weapons into its bomber and missile platforms, aiming to create a new level of deterrence and battlefield dominance. Alongside hypersonics, the expansion of drone fleets, especially autonomous and swarm technologies, will totally redefine how Russia conducts reconnaissance and offensive operations, allowing for more flexible, persistent, and cost-effective missions. Stealth technology is also evolving, with continuous improvements to aircraft like the Su-57, and potential new designs that enhance survivability in increasingly contested airspaces. Beyond hardware, Russia is investing heavily in artificial intelligence and network-centric warfare, enabling faster data sharing, improved targeting, and more coordinated multi-domain operations. This future-focused approach really reflects an understanding that tomorrow's air battles will be fought not just with speed and firepower but with information dominance and technological edge. While challenges remain, Russia's commitment to innovation ensures its air force will remain a formidable force capable of adapting to emerging threats and maintaining strategic influence. The trajectory of Russian air power is clear, a blend of advanced weapons, smart technology, and integrated systems designed to secure its place as a dominant aerial power well into the next decade and beyond. Thanks for watching this deep dive into Russian air power with InnoVision Tech. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on the latest in technology and innovation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us what fascinates you most about modern air forces or what topics you want us to cover next. Stay curious, and let's explore the future of tech together. A mysterious object is racing toward our solar system at incredible speed, and scientists are scrambling to understand what it really is. In the summer of 2025, astronomers made a discovery that has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. A massive visitor from interstellar space that's unlike anything we've ever encountered. Some researchers are asking the unthinkable question, could this be something artificial? Today we'll explore the mind-bending discovery of 3I Atlas, and investigate whether we might be witnessing our first contact with alien technology. A rare visitor from deep space. Picture this. You're looking up at the night sky, completely unaware that something extraordinary is racing toward us from the depths of interstellar space at unimaginable speed. In the summer of 2025, astronomers detected exactly that, a massive cosmic wanderer that has been traveling through the galaxy for potentially billions of years before finally entering our solar system. This isn't just any ordinary asteroid or comet from our familiar cosmic neighborhood. This is 3I Atlas, a visitor from another star system entirely, carrying with it secrets from the far reaches of our galaxy that could revolutionize our understanding of how planetary systems form and evolve. What makes this discovery absolutely mind-blowing is that we're witnessing only the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected in human history. The rarity of such encounters means that most of us will never see another visitor like this in our lifetimes. As 3I Atlas races through our solar system at 61 kilometers per second, it's providing scientists with an unprecedented opportunity to study materials that originated around a completely different star, potentially offering our first glimpse into the composition and characteristics of distant worlds we may never be able to visit directly. The breaking discovery. Here's the moment that changed everything we thought we knew about our cosmic neighborhood. The discovery of 3I Atlas represents only the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected passing through our solar system, placing it in an extraordinarily rare category of cosmic visitors. To put this rarity in perspective, Astronomers estimate that only one interstellar object larger than 100 meters crosses our solar system annually. Yet most remain completely undetected due to their incredible speed and darkness. Robert Jedicka from the University of Hawaii has calculated that detecting these objects requires perfect timing and cutting-edge technology working in harmony. The significance of 3I Atlas cannot be overstated. It joins the legendary one, Oumuamua, discovered in 2017, and 2I Borisov found in 2019 as the only confirmed messengers from other star systems. What makes this discovery particularly groundbreaking is its massive size and unusual characteristics that are forcing scientists to reconsider their understanding of interstellar objects. Unlike typical asteroids or comets from our solar system, these visitors carry secrets from distant star systems, potentially harboring materials and information that could revolutionize our understanding of planetary formation, galactic evolution, and perhaps even the possibility of life beyond Earth. Each new interstellar detection brings us closer to understanding the true nature of our galaxy's wandering population. The Discovery Story. The incredible story of how we discovered this cosmic wanderer began in the final days of June 2025, when the Atlas telescope system at Rio Hurtado Observatory in Chile captured something extraordinary moving against the starfield. Larry Deneau, a key member of the Atlas survey team at the University of Hawaii, was conducting routine observations when the automated detection software flagged an unusual fast-moving object. The initial designation A11PL3Z was assigned to this mysterious visitor as astronomers worldwide scrambled to confirm its interstellar origin. John Tonry, the principal investigator of the Atlas project, immediately coordinated with observatories across the globe to track the object's trajectory and confirm its hyperbolic orbit. Within 48 hours of detection, follow-up observations revealed pre-discovery images dating back to June 14, 2025, indicating the object had been silently approaching our solar system for weeks. The challenge of detecting 3I Atlas stemmed from its path through the dense star fields near Sagittarius, where countless background stars made it nearly invisible against the crowded stellar backdrop. Once confirmed as an interstellar visitor, the Minor Planet Center officially designated it as 3Y Atlas, marking a historic moment in astronomy. This rapid confirmation process demonstrated the remarkable advancement in our ability to detect and track these rare cosmic messengers. A stranger in our midst. Alright, get ready to be amazed by the extraordinary characteristics that make 3I Atlas unlike any object we've ever studied in our solar system. This interstellar giant is racing through space at a mind-boggling 61 kilometers per second relative to our sun. A velocity so extreme it actually proves the object originated from beyond our solar system's gravitational influence. Marco Michelli from the European Space Agency has determined that 3Y Atlas measures approximately 11.2 kilometers in diameter, making it significantly larger than both previous interstellar visitors combined. To put this massive scale in perspective, this cosmic wanderer is roughly the size of a small city, totally dwarfing the mysterious Oumuamua, which measured only about 400 meters in length. Daryl Seligman from Michigan State University pointed out that the object's brightness and size make it an unprecedented target for detailed scientific study. Unlike typical solar system objects that follow predictable elliptical orbits around the sun, 3I Atlas follows a hyperbolic trajectory that will carry it back into the depths of interstellar space. The comet has developed a spectacular 25,000-kilometer-long tail as solar radiation heats its ancient ices, creating a magnificent display visible through powerful telescopes. This combination of extreme size, speed, and activity makes 3I Atlas a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for astronomical research. The predecessors. To understand the true significance of 3I Atlas, we really need to look back at the groundbreaking discoveries that paved the way for this moment. The very first interstellar visitor, 1I Oumuamua, was discovered on October 19, 2017 by Robert Warwick using the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope in Hawaii. This cigar-shaped object, measuring roughly 400 meters long, totally baffled scientists with its unusual tumbling motion and mysterious acceleration that couldn't be explained by gravitational forces alone. Avi Loeb from Harvard University famously proposed that Oumuamua might be artificial in origin, sparking some pretty intense debate in the scientific community. 2 years later, amateur astronomer Gennady Borisov discovered 2Y Borisov on August 30, 2019 from his observatory in Crimea. Unlike the enigmatic Oumuamua, Borisov behaved like a typical comet, developing a coma and tail as it approached the sun. Alan Fitzsimmons from Queen's University Belfast led extensive spectroscopic studies that revealed Borisov's composition was remarkably similar to comets in our own solar system. These discoveries established that interstellar objects come in different varieties, some mysterious and unusual like Oumuamua, others more familiar like Borisov. The cosmic journey. So let's follow the incredible path this ancient wanderer will take as it sweeps through our solar system over the coming months. Davide Farnocchia from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has precisely calculated that 3Y Atlas will reach its closest approach to the Sun, called perihelion, on October 29, 2025, at exactly 11:41 Universal Time. At this critical moment, the comet will be positioned 1.36 astronomical units from the Sun, about 203 million kilometers away, perfectly situated between the orbits of Earth and Mars for optimal observation conditions. This cosmic dance includes several remarkable planetary encounters that provide unique scientific opportunities. On October 3, 2025, the comet will pass just 0.19 astronomical units from Mars, only 28 million kilometers away, potentially allowing Mars-based instruments to conduct unprecedented close-range observations. Following its solar encounter, 3Y Atlas will swing past Venus on November 3, 2025 at a distance of 0.65 astronomical units before beginning its journey back to interstellar space. Earth remains completely safe throughout this celestial ballet, with the closest approach occurring on December 19, 2025 at a comfortable distance of 1.8 astronomical units, or about 270 million kilometers. This trajectory provides astronomers with multiple observation windows and vantage points throughout the solar system, maximizing scientific opportunities. A scientific gold mine. The arrival of 3I/Atlas represents, honestly, an unprecedented scientific opportunity that has mobilized the global astronomical community like never before. Karen Meach from the University of Hawaii is leading an international consortium of researchers conducting comprehensive studies of the comet's composition, structure, and behavior. The James Webb Space Telescope, under observations coordinated by Stephanie Milam from NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, has been scheduled to conduct detailed infrared spectroscopy to identify complex organic molecules within the comet's nucleus. Alan Fitzsimmons from Queen's University Belfast has already detected unusual isotopic ratios in the comet's gas emissions using the Gemini Observatory, suggesting formation conditions vastly different from our local environment. Ground-based facilities including the Very Large Telescope in Chile and the Keck Observatory in Hawaii are providing continuous monitoring of brightness changes and spectral evolution. Bin Yang from the European Southern Observatory has identified traces of exotic water vapor with unusual deuterium concentrations, indicating the comet formed in an extremely cold environment around a different type of star. This coordinated global campaign represents the most comprehensive study of an interstellar object ever conducted, with data collection providing insights into star formation processes, planetary system evolution, and the distribution of life-building molecules throughout our galaxy for decades to come. Unanswered questions. Despite intensive observations, 3I Atlas continues to harbor profound mysteries that challenge our understanding of interstellar objects and their origins. Quanji Ye from the University of Maryland has been tracking unexpected brightness variations that just don't match typical cometary behavior, suggesting the object may have an unusual internal structure or composition. The comet's reddish coloration, observed by multiple telescopes worldwide, indicates the presence of organic compounds, but the exact nature of these materials, well, it remains unknown. Matthew Knight from the Naval Research Laboratory has noted that high-resolution Hubble Space Telescope images reveal intricate details in the coma structure that don't conform to standard comet models. One of the most perplexing aspects is the object's estimated age of 7 billion years, older than our entire solar system, which really raises questions about how such ancient materials have remained preserved during eons of cosmic radiation exposure. Tony Farnham from the University of Maryland has documented irregular outgassing patterns that suggest complex subsurface processes we honestly don't fully understand. The Discovery team, led by Daryl Seligman, acknowledges that many fundamental questions remain unanswered. What star system did it originate from? What caused its ejection into interstellar space? And perhaps most intriguingly, could there be more to this object than meets the eye? These mysteries ensure that 3I Atlas will remain a subject of intense scientific scrutiny. The alien question. Here's where the discussion takes a fascinating and honestly controversial turn that has divided the scientific community. Avi Loeb, the Frank B. Baird Jr. Professor of Science at Harvard University and former chair of the Astronomy Department, has gained international attention for suggesting that some interstellar objects might be artificial in origin. Following his controversial proposals about Oumuamua, Loeb has expressed interest in 3Y Atlas, noting that its unusual characteristics warrant careful investigation of all possibilities, including artificial origins. Sarah Seeger from MIT has emphasized the importance of maintaining scientific rigor while remaining open to extraordinary possibilities, stating that we must examine every aspect of these rare visitors. The Galileo project, led by Loeb at Harvard, represents a systematic scientific approach to searching for evidence of extraterrestrial technology in our solar system. However, most mainstream astronomers, including Paul Chodas from NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, maintain that natural explanations can account for the observed properties of interstellar objects. Robert Warwick, discoverer of Oumuamua, has consistently argued that these objects, while unusual, fall within the expected range of natural cosmic phenomena. The debate really highlights the importance of maintaining scientific skepticism while remaining open to paradigm-shifting discoveries. Dawn of a new era. The discovery of 3I Atlas signals the beginning of a revolutionary era in astronomy, where interstellar objects will become regular subjects of scientific study rather than once-in-a-lifetime discoveries. Mark Norris from the University of Central Lancashire predicts that advancing technology will soon make these detections routine, fundamentally changing how we study galactic dynamics and planetary system formation. The Vera Rubin Observatory, which began full operations in 2025, is expected to revolutionize interstellar object discovery with its ability to scan the entire visible sky every few nights using advanced LSST camera technology. Michelle Bannister from the University of Canterbury estimates that within the next decade, we'll have discovered dozens of these cosmic wanderers, providing statistical samples large enough to understand their origins and distribution throughout the galaxy. Robert Yadika from the University of Hawaii calculates that the improved Atlas survey system, now operating telescopes in Hawaii, Chile, and South Africa, will detect several interstellar objects annually. This technological revolution means that each new discovery will add pieces to the cosmic puzzle of how materials, and potentially life itself, are distributed throughout our galaxy. The age of interstellar archaeology has officially begun, promising to unlock secrets about distant worlds and the formation of our cosmic neighborhood that have remained hidden for billions of years. From its mysterious origins billions of years ago to its spectacular journey through our solar system, 3I Atlas has challenged everything we thought we knew about interstellar visitors. Whether it's a natural cosmic wanderer or something more extraordinary remains to be discovered. As this ancient traveler continues its path back to the stars, it leaves behind more questions than answers, and opens our minds to possibilities we're only beginning to imagine. Like, share and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more incredible discoveries from the cosmos. Renowned physicist Michio Kaku recently issued a chilling warning about mysterious seismic signals detected from the moon's core, stating that these unprecedented vibrations could indicate catastrophic structural changes happening deep within our celestial neighbor. Here's a mind-blowing fact. The moon is actually shrinking by approximately 50 meters every million years, creating massive cliff formations that stretch for hundreds of kilometers across its surface. This isn't just academic curiosity, it's a potential threat to humanity's space exploration future. But did you know that moonquakes can last over 10 minutes compared to Earth's earthquakes that fade in seconds? The Apollo Seismic Network. What if I told you that the moon, that peaceful, silent rock we see every night, is actually screaming warnings at us through seismic signals that have scientists like Michio Kaku deeply concerned? Back in the 1970s, Apollo astronauts left behind something extraordinary, a network of seismometers that would change everything we thought we knew about our celestial neighbor. These weren't just simple instruments collecting dust on the lunar surface. They were humanity's first ears pressed against the moon's chest, listening to its heartbeat. For decades, these devices transmitted data back to Earth, revealing that our supposedly dead satellite was very much alive with activity. The seismic reading showed something that shook the scientific community to its core. The moon wasn't the quiet, inactive rock we'd always believed it to be. Instead, it was experiencing regular seismic events that lasted far longer than anything we see on Earth. While an earthquake might shake for seconds or minutes, moonquakes could continue for hours, creating reverberations that traveled through the entire lunar structure. This discovery fundamentally changed our understanding of planetary geology and raised questions about what forces could be driving such persistent seismic activity on a world without tectonic plates. The Apollo seismic network had uncovered the first clues that something significant was happening deep within the moon's interior, setting the stage for decades of research that would eventually lead to today's alarming discoveries about the lunar core's behavior. Moon's internal structure. Scientists just discovered that the moon has been hiding a secret beneath its surface for 4.5 billion years, and what they found inside could change everything we know about space exploration. For centuries, we stared at the moon thinking it was just a solid chunk of rock floating in space, but recent breakthroughs have revealed something absolutely mind-blowing. Deep beneath that familiar cratered surface lies a complex internal structure that mirrors our own planet in ways nobody expected. The moon actually has a solid iron core at its center, roughly 240 kilometers in diameter, surrounded by a liquid outer core that's been churning and moving this entire time. This isn't just some minor scientific footnote. This discovery completely rewrites the textbooks about how celestial bodies form and evolve. The liquid outer core creates magnetic fields, generates heat, and drives geological processes that we're only beginning to understand. What makes this even more incredible is that this molten layer has been active for billions of years, constantly interacting with the solid inner core and the rocky mantle above it. The temperature down there reaches over 1,300 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt copper. This internal furnace has been quietly operating while we assumed the moon was geologically dead. The implications are staggering because it means the moon has been far more dynamic and alive than we ever imagined, with internal processes that could affect everything from future lunar missions to our understanding of how planets develop their cores. This hidden architecture explains why the moon generates its own seismic activity, and why recent signals have scientists like Michio Kaku issuing urgent warnings about what might be happening deep inside our celestial companion. Unexpected seismic activity. The moon just experienced something that lasted 10 times longer than the most devastating earthquake in human history, and it's happening regularly without anyone on Earth feeling a thing. While Earth's most powerful earthquakes shake for mere minutes before fading away, the moon operates by completely different rules that defy everything we understand about seismic behavior. Moonquakes can persist for hours, creating sustained vibrations that travel through the entire lunar structure like a bell that refuses to stop ringing. These aren't gentle tremors either. Some moonquakes register magnitudes comparable to moderate earthquakes on Earth, but their duration makes them exponentially more significant. The most shocking discovery is that these seismic events occur with clockwork precision, following patterns that suggest they're driven by forces we're only beginning to comprehend. Unlike Earth's earthquakes that result from tectonic plate movements, moonquakes originate from deep within the core and propagate outward through solid rock that acts like a perfect conductor. The moon's lack of water and atmosphere means there's nothing to dampen these vibrations, allowing them to reverberate endlessly through the crystalline structure. What makes this phenomenon even more alarming is that these extended seismic episodes are increasing in frequency and intensity. Recent data shows moonquakes occurring every few days, each one lasting longer than the previous event. This persistent seismic activity suggests that something fundamental is changing within the moon's internal structure, creating instabilities that could have far-reaching consequences for future lunar missions and our understanding of planetary geology. The fact that these powerful, long-lasting seismic events are happening on a world we once considered geologically dead has scientists scrambling to understand what forces could be driving such unprecedented lunar activity. Tidal forces impact. Every single day, Earth's gravitational pull is literally tearing the moon apart from the inside out, creating stress fractures that run hundreds of kilometers deep through solid rock. The same force that moves our oceans twice daily is waging an invisible war against the moon's internal structure, and honestly, the moon is losing this battle catastrophically. Earth's massive gravitational field doesn't just gently tug at the lunar surface, it creates enormous tidal bulges that stretch and compress the moon's core with relentless force. This constant gravitational massage generates incredible stress within the lunar interior, causing the solid iron core to flex and bend like a piece of metal being worked by, well, an invisible hammer. The liquid outer core experiences even more dramatic effects, with tidal currents flowing through molten rock at temperatures exceeding 1,300 degrees Celsius. These internal tidal forces create pressure differentials that can fracture solid rock formations deep within the moon's mantle, generating seismic waves that propagate outward in all directions. What makes this process particularly destructive is that it never stops. Every 27.3 days as the moon completes its orbit, these tidal stresses reach peak intensity, creating maximum strain on already weakened internal structures. The cumulative effect over billions of years has created a network of stress fractures throughout the lunar interior, making the moon increasingly unstable from within. Recent seismic data suggests these tidal forces are now strong enough to trigger cascading failures in the moon's structural integrity, potentially explaining why moonquakes are becoming more frequent and intense. This gravitational torture chamber operating inside our celestial neighbor represents one of the most powerful geological forces in our solar system, slowly but inevitably reshaping the moon's internal architecture with each passing orbit. Temperature variations. The moon experiences temperature swings so extreme that they could instantly freeze boiling water and then melt steel within hours. And honestly, this thermal chaos is literally cracking the lunar surface apart like an eggshell. While you're enjoying your comfortable room temperature, the moon endures a hellish cycle of thermal extremes that would destroy any material known to humanity. During the 2-week lunar day, surface temperatures soar to 127 degrees Celsius, hot enough to boil water and melt lead. Then, as darkness falls for another 2 weeks, temperatures plummet to minus 173 degrees Celsius, colder than liquid nitrogen, and capable of shattering steel like glass. This isn't just uncomfortable weather, it's a relentless thermal assault that creates massive expansion and contraction cycles throughout the entire lunar structure. Rock that expands during the scorching day must shrink dramatically during the frozen night, creating stress fractures that penetrate deep into the moon's crust. These temperature-induced cracks don't just affect the surface, they create pathways for seismic energy to travel more efficiently through the lunar interior, amplifying the effects of moonquakes and making them last longer. The constant thermal cycling also weakens the structural bonds in lunar rock, making the moon increasingly brittle and prone to catastrophic failure. What makes this process even more destructive is that there's no atmosphere to moderate these temperature extremes, meaning the thermal shock is instantaneous and severe. Each sunrise and sunset on the moon triggers millions of microfractures that gradually coalesce into larger fault systems, creating an ever-expanding network of weaknesses that compromise the moon's structural integrity and contribute to the alarming increase in seismic activity that has scientists deeply concerned about our celestial neighbor's stability. Meteorite impacts. Right now, as you're watching this, a basketball-sized chunk of space rock just slammed into the moon at 60,000 kilometers per hour, creating seismic waves that are rippling through the lunar core like a stone dropped in a pond. The moon is under constant bombardment from a cosmic shooting gallery that never stops firing, and each impact sends shockwaves deep into the lunar interior with devastating consequences. Without Earth's protective atmosphere to burn up incoming debris, every piece of space rock, from tiny pebbles to massive boulders, crashes directly into the moon's surface at incredible velocities. These impacts don't just create craters, they generate powerful seismic pulses that travel through the entire lunar structure, reaching all the way to the molten core, hundreds of kilometers below. The energy released by these collisions is so intense that it can trigger secondary seismic events throughout the moon's already stressed internal framework. What makes this bombardment particularly dangerous is its relentless frequency. The moon gets hit by meteorites every few seconds, creating a continuous percussion that keeps the lunar interior in a state of constant vibration. Large impacts can generate moonquakes that last for hours, while smaller ones contribute to a background seismic noise that never completely stops. This perpetual pounding has been weakening the moon's structural integrity for billions of years, creating fracture networks that make the entire satellite increasingly unstable. Recent analysis shows that major meteorite impacts are now capable of triggering cascading seismic failures throughout the lunar core system, potentially explaining why scientists like Michio Kaku are issuing warnings about the moon's current seismic behavior and what it might mean for our understanding of lunar geology. Shrinking moon theory. The moon is literally shrinking before our eyes, contracting like a deflating balloon and creating massive cliff-like formations that are reshaping the entire lunar landscape in real time. Scientists have discovered something absolutely mind-blowing. Our moon is getting smaller, and this gradual contraction is creating geological chaos that's visible from Earth with powerful telescopes. As the moon's interior cools over billions of years, the entire satellite is shrinking at a measurable rate, causing the surface to wrinkle and fold like the skin of a drying apple. This isn't some slow, imperceptible process. The moon has contracted by approximately 150 meters in circumference over the past few hundred million years, and it's still shrinking today. The most dramatic evidence of this contraction appears as massive thrust faults called lobate scarps, towering cliff faces that can stretch for hundreds of kilometers across the lunar surface. These aren't ancient formations, they're actively growing as the moon continues to compress, creating fresh fractures and triggering powerful seismic events throughout the lunar structure. The shrinking process generates enormous compressive forces that build up pressure within the moon's crust, until it suddenly releases in catastrophic moonquakes that can last for hours. What makes this discovery particularly alarming is that the rate of contraction appears to be accelerating, possibly due to changes in the moon's internal thermal dynamics. This ongoing shrinkage is creating instabilities throughout the lunar interior, weakening structural formations and making the moon increasingly prone to seismic activity. The combination of thermal contraction and gravitational stress is literally tearing the moon apart from within, creating the perfect conditions for the unprecedented seismic signals that have captured the attention of scientists worldwide. Future implications. So, NASA just canceled 3 major lunar missions after discovering that the moon's increasing seismic activity could actually turn their multi-billion-dollar space stations into, well, death traps for astronauts. The alarming escalation in lunar seismic activity isn't just some fascinating scientific curiosity. It's a potential catastrophe that could derail humanity's entire space exploration timeline and honestly, cost us decades of progress. Every planned lunar base, mining operation, and research facility now faces this existential threat from unpredictable moonquakes that, get this, could last for hours and destroy critical infrastructure without any warning at all. The Artemis program's ambitious plans for permanent lunar settlements suddenly seem, impossibly dangerous when you realize that astronauts could be trapped in habitats that are literally shaking apart around them for extended periods. Mining operations designed to extract valuable resources like helium-3 and rare earth metals become exponentially more hazardous when the ground beneath all that expensive equipment could fracture and collapse at any moment. The financial implications are just staggering. Billions of dollars in space technology could be reduced to twisted metal by seismic events that frankly we still don't fully understand or predict. Even more concerning is how these discoveries affect our timeline for using the moon as a stepping stone to Mars and, beyond. If we can't safely establish permanent operations on the moon, our entire strategy for deep space exploration needs to be completely reconsidered. The seismic instability also threatens communication arrays, solar panel installations, and landing pads that future missions will really depend on. What seemed like humanity's inevitable expansion into space now hangs in the balance, waiting for scientists to determine whether the moon's increasing geological violence represents a temporary phase or a permanent new reality that could make lunar colonization impossible. Scientific significance. The moon's seismic signals aren't just random geological noise. They're actually rewriting the fundamental laws of physics and forcing scientists to question, everything we thought we knew about how planets form and evolve. Understanding lunar seismology has become the key that unlocks mysteries about planetary formation that have puzzled scientists for centuries, and honestly, the implications are absolutely revolutionary. The moon's unique seismic behavior is providing unprecedented insights into how celestial bodies develop their internal structures, revealing processes that occurred billions of years ago when our solar system was still forming. Unlike Earth's complex geology, which is masked by water, weather, and biological activity, the moon serves as this pristine laboratory where we can observe fundamental planetary processes in their raw, unfiltered state. The seismic data streaming from lunar monitoring stations is helping scientists understand how gravitational forces, thermal dynamics, and impact events shape planetary cores across the universe. This research is revolutionizing our knowledge of how rocky planets like Mars, Venus, and countless exoplanets might behave internally, giving us predictive models for worlds we may never physically visit. The moon's seismic patterns are also revealing crucial information about the early Earth-Moon system, including how our planet's massive collision with a Mars-sized object created the moon and influenced Earth's geological development. Perhaps most significantly, these discoveries are forcing scientists to reconsider the timeline of planetary evolution, suggesting that celestial bodies remain far more geologically active for much longer periods than previously believed. The seismic signals aren't just telling us about the moon, they're providing a universal blueprint for understanding how all rocky worlds develop, evolve, and potentially support life throughout the cosmos. What's next? Within the next 5 years, humanity will deploy the most sophisticated seismic monitoring network ever created, turning the moon into basically a giant earthquake detector that could predict catastrophic events across the entire solar system. The future of lunar seismic research is about to explode with technological innovations that will make today's monitoring systems look like, well, Stone Age tools compared to what's coming next. NASA and international space agencies are preparing to launch an unprecedented array of next-generation seismometers that will be strategically placed across the moon's surface, creating a detection network so sensitive it could register a footstep from orbit. These advanced instruments won't just measure moonquakes. They'll create real-time three-dimensional maps of seismic activity as it travels through the lunar interior, giving scientists their first complete picture of how energy moves through the moon's core system. The new seismometers will be equipped with artificial intelligence systems capable of predicting seismic events before they occur, potentially solving the mystery of why moonquakes are becoming more frequent and intense. Even more exciting is the development of deep drilling technology that will allow scientists to place monitoring equipment directly within the moon's crust, providing unprecedented access to seismic data from hundreds of meters below the surface. This revolutionary monitoring network will also serve as an early warning system for Earth, since lunar seismic patterns could help predict solar storms, asteroid impacts, and other cosmic events that might threaten our planet. The data collected from these future missions will finally answer the critical questions about lunar core stability that have scientists like Michio Kaku issuing urgent warnings about our celestial neighbors' increasingly volatile behavior. The moon's seismic mysteries are just the beginning of what we're discovering about our universe, and honestly, the implications for humanity's future in space are absolutely staggering. These aren't just distant scientific curiosities, they're urgent warnings that could reshape everything we know about space exploration and planetary science. If you found these lunar revelations as mind-blowing as I did, make sure to hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest discoveries about the cosmos. Subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more cutting-edge science content that challenges everything you thought you knew about our universe. Drop a comment below and tell me which lunar discovery shocked you the most. I read every single one.